I just hope that when these guys come back for another project, I can say that it's good. I'm just asking for it to be good. Doesn't even need to be great, just be good. And I think they can do it.
Hi, I'm Louis Falgu, and welcome to the Music Breakdown. And today, I'm reviewing the new Green Day album, Father of All. Because this is where we are now, and this is what I'm doing right now. Sometimes I have to kind of sit back and question why I even bother listening to music. Because when an album like this comes out, you kind of just have to stop and think, do I like music? I don't know. And this was certainly a moment when I had to stop and question my relationship with Green Day. This band has been there with me for a long time now. Before I got into all the incredible music that I did, there was Green Day. And, maybe 4 other bands. Albums like Dookie and American Idiot are such formative albums for me that it's really hard to overstate just how important this band is for my taste. And of course, in my musical adventures, I have journeyed far past Green Day, but I always have to remember and respect how important this band is to me, and a lot of members of my generation as well. And although I imagine a lot of you in my audience probably aren't massive Green Day fans, some of you maybe. I did do a Green Day retrospective a few years back, and of course I reviewed Green Day's 2016 album, Revolution Radio. And now, Revolution Radio was kind of a crap album. It was kind of a crap album. But it was at least a genuine attempt to reclaim the former glory of Green Day. After the appallingly worthless trilogy Uno, Dos, and Tre, Revolution Radio was Green Day trying to say to their fan base and to the music world, we've still got it. And they failed. They failed. It didn't really work. But I still can at least respect the effort. But that does come with a caveat. Because, as I said in my Revolution Radio review, the band was kind of just trying to do their older stuff like American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown again, basically. Revolution Radio can be there to say that, we can still do it, but then you have to show that you have something new to give us next. You have to now prove yourselves. But this album, Father of All, is not only a failure to prove themselves after Revolution Radio. This album is an abject failure as far as music itself is concerned. What in the fuck is this album? Why does this album exist? Why did this album take 4 years to come out? Why is this so awful? Even from a band that released an album as bad as Uno, I'm still in shock at this album, Father of All. As this album's release cycle was coming along, Billy Joe Armstrong released this weird screed about how this album is the new. It's funk, it's soul, it's a bunch of things that it's definitely not. He ended this quote by saying, "Nothing says fuck you like a unicorn." Now, I wouldn't know anything about that. But I have to say a more appropriate phrase would probably be, "Nothing says fuck you like a new Green Day album." Because, it's really not this album's youthful energy, which it doesn't have. It's not this album's rebellious attitude, which it doesn't have. And it's not even this album's terrible, disgusting, horrendous packaging that I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I sure as fuck hope it was. It's not any of that makes this album insulting. It's the fact that this exists. Just the mere fact that Father of All by Green Day, a 26-minute failure of an album, gets released 4 years after an album that at the very least showed the band trying. This is the laziest thing that Green Day has ever done. It opens on the title track Father of All, a garage rock revival track that is as stale as a garage rock revival track has ever been. And a lot of garage rock revival tracks are pretty fucking stale, with appalling mixing choices, Billy Joe's thoroughly unenjoyable falsetto vocals, and absolutely meaningless, terrible, vapid lyrics This song is just painful to listen to. It's painful to listen to this knowing the albums and the music that Green Day's released in the past. Although by any metric, the song is energetic, it doesn't really feel that way. There's no feeling or passion coming out in this song at all. It just sounds like a song that would be in a commercial. And I know that everyone's already been saying this, and I am by no means the first, but this album really does sound like music for advertisements. Like, the entire thing. It's incredibly bland, but that's the thing, that doesn't sum it up. It's not just bland. This music is terrible. Like the second track, Fire Ready Aim, which has one of the most uninspired and tuneless chord progressions I think I've ever heard in a Green Day song, and features a hook that is so insipid, complete with some obnoxious hand claps that are just begging for the audience to shake their ass to. But really, there's nothing danceable about this music at all. I mean, this song is appallingly bad. Oh, but it's not the only one, because things possibly get even worse on the third single, Oh Yeah! A song that is so universally vapid, with absolutely no musical moments of note. It just aimlessly searches for a hook but never seems to find one, with this shimmering chorus, or pre-chorus, I don't even know, that fails to say anything or go anywhere, and then a sample of a Joan Jett song that is just kind of thrown in. I don't know why. The lyrics are terrible, there is no groove, I don't know what this song is. And those were the 3 singles for this album. Those were the singles! I guess it was worthy releasing songs that awful as singles, because they really do prep you for how awful the rest of the album is. It really doesn't get any better, if anything it gets worse. With a song like Stab You in the Heart, which somehow takes that already overused rock and roll stepladder riff and makes it more obnoxious and horrible sounding than it ever has been. It's the same riff they used on Fuck Time, and it was god-awful there, but I dare say it's even worse on this song. There's I Was a Teenager, a song with lyrics about hating school and being on drugs, I think? I mean, it's just weird to hear guys who are almost 50 making a song like this, but even setting that aside, this is just such a cringeworthy track. The chorus attempts to be anthemic and falls flat on its face as soon as it starts. It's just got the most tiresome loud soft dynamic that's both predictable and simultaneously horribly annoying. And speaking of annoying, we've got the god-awful song Meet Me on the Roof, another song that tries to get the audience's ass shaken with a swingin' 60s chorus that is disgusting to listen to. I mean, I do definitely hear across this album a number of attempts to revive older rock sounds, similar to what Dose did, and also similar to that album, it fails in every single attempt it makes, but here it fails even harder. I mean, Green Day is a competent band. Like, even if they've released a good deal of trash by now, like, they're still a competent band. I don't know how they consistently manage to flop with every single song here. The closing track, Graffitia, is one of the only songs on here to even have somewhat of a consistent message, or at least to make an attempt to say something with the lyrics. It seems to be some attempt to comment on the current American political landscape. There is a line about a black kid getting shot by a police officer, which is truly harrowing stuff, truly a harrowing topic Green Day decides to cover on this track, and they do it with a song that sounds cheery. It makes this song disturbingly tasteless. Like, when I hear these lyrics alongside the farty guitar on the chorus, the organ lines, the sing-songy vocal melodies, and the hand claps, I'm kind of just appalled. It just seems so tasteless. And like, that's the finale of this record. Like, that's the taste they leave in my mouth. I mean, I could sit here and rip into every song on this album, because they're all terrible. Every single song on this record is terrible. But I don't really feel the need to. You know, for an album that's only 10 tracks, under 30 minutes long, it is just beyond words how much of a failure this is. You take 4 years to release an album that's under 30 minutes long, and you can't come up with a single good track. They have proven, I guess, with this album, they have nothing more to say. I'm not happy that I'm here trashing on this record. I mean, I would have really liked it if after Revolution Radio, Green Day could have come through with something good. I really did think that was possible for a brief moment there. But as the band has been pretty good at doing lately, they completely crushed my hopes and dreams. They didn't just crush them, they shattered them and then crushed all of the pieces. And then lit the area where those pieces of my hopes and dreams were originally in on fire. For no other reason than to do it. And to then have the gall to put the American Idiot insignia on the cover art, on this cover art, I just don't know what to say. I mean, it's truly god-awful. I'm going with a flat 1 out of 10 for this. Yeah.